Yeah, we back with another episode of R&R. I am your host, Jamerson, Ballard. Happy Monday. You know what I'm saying? It's that time again, man. We in a whole new location. We constantly stepping it up around here. So, I mean, you know, for some of you, you might be surprised, but don't be. You know what I'm saying? You know, we just gonna keep going. That's the hashtag. You understand what I'm saying? Shout out to my shoe brand. Wake your game up and grab you a pair of kicks. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave a link in the description bar. You know what I'm saying? So if you on YouTube, you know what I mean, do me a favor, man. When you come in the room, go ahead and shoot a real one a like. You know what I'm saying? Because I think we deserve it. We consistent. We persistent. And, you know, I really don't give a fuck if you perturbed. That's a pretty big word. That's probably like a little $6 word for y'all, perturbed. Check that out, another word for angry, upset, irritated. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be irritated. And, you know, I like to send a special shout out to all the secret haters who might not even understand why. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what's going on. It's kind of like when you on the freeway, right? And you got this car in your rear view, you feel like you going fast enough. You might feel like, you know, I'm doing the speed limit. I don't understand why this person is in such a hurry. Hey, get the fuck out the way, bro. Get over in the little lane to the right and let that man pass, bro. Because you obviously ain't as motivated as they are to get where they going. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to be rushed, that's fine. Maybe it's your vehicle ain't as capable of going that far. You know what I'm saying? What's up? 29, what's happening? Now it's going to be a little bit more difficult for me to see the names as y'all come into the room because the situation is a little bit further back. But that's because I don't shout you out specifically does not mean that I don't appreciate your viewership. You know what I'm saying? Y'all come on in the room, man. Let's chop some good game real quick, man. You understand? I hope y'all like the background. It's bright than a motherfucker, ain't it? Boy, I went through some shit. Hey, shout out to the light person, because I damn near got a light person now. Anyway, I think this is going to be the new home of R&R. You know what I mean? We doing some things right now, at least for a pretty good while. You know what I mean? But we got to stay consistent. Not one monkey stop, no show. You understand what I'm saying? And you got to be the same way. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all probably seen the little, if you follow me, right, on Instagram or even on Facebook, it's Jamerson Ballard on all platforms, by the way. You probably seen a snippet of the house or the pool party that we was able to take part of. I mean, and it was cracking, but the young host of said party, which is this the second year it happened. I mean, you know, he showed signs of a real champion because, I mean, they shut the man party down 2 times. Three, actually, if you count the days before the actual event happened, where they kind of figured out that Brett was going to have more than 12 or 15 people. They canceled that. He found another spot. And we rocked that one out until the homeowners association contacted the owner of that Airbnb, and he then came and hated, which was he was supposed to do. I mean, I can't say hated. He's trying to protect his investment. And then we moved out to another spot out in, I guess it was called Tuttle, Oklahoma, and kept it lit. And that's what you got to do. You're going to have to keep it lit. The title of today's episode is You Can Only Hate Up. That's right. If you the hater in these instances, you feel something inside when somebody comes around that you really can't do nothing about, you can't stop. You know what I mean? You might feel like dude on Belly from Nebraska with the banana, and was like, you know, I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit. Police calling ass nigga. It's all right, man. That feeling inside, you don't have to take it no further than that and go through with the hatred that you feel inside. But I appreciate, shout out to all my haters, man. I appreciate the hatred because it just pushes me forward. You know what I'm saying? And if you like me, you know, you're unstoppable. Shout out to the Capital Letter Club. Shout out to the Rain Gang. What's up? Is that what's up, Ned? What's happening? Listen, I can barely see the screen from back here, y'all. I hope y'all can see me. You understand what I'm saying? I hope y'all like the shirt. It's by a brand called Rich Weirdo, which I just came into the understanding of. So, you know, shout out to them for the shirt. At any rate, you can only hate up, man. I mean, it's open to debate. Like I said, I can't really see let me see if I can see what's going on the screen, man. Nice background, ISD, bro. Yeah, for sure, man. I appreciate this. Like I said, we gonna keep stepping it up too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my bro Rio, man, for providing the space for me, man. We gonna keep the location secret though, cause I don't know. I mean, I don't know if people were shouting out me when they went to go see the last individual about the space, but it became a little maybe crowded for the time slot that I had already kind of put my bid in for. But that's good. That's the mark of a winner. You know what I'm saying? You putting pain where it ain't. You have to kind of anticipate the fact that other people are going to want to be involved, and it may have been something else going on with the you know, trying to bring the price up of something or create a value in a way. And I'm not gonna be mad at that. I just gotta step my game up, and I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all be winning, and that's cool to win. But like I said in the previous episode, it's the losses that create the bosses, because you're going to have to figure out how to maneuver when things ain't going the way you want them to go, because that's not how life is. Life is going to throw you some curveballs sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's good. But, you know, one thing I have to understand and also realize is that nobody wants to play with you when you win all the time. So we guys, like, I have gotten to a place where I can kind of manufacture my losses in a way. You know what I'm saying? So that I don't come off as if I'm just always, you know, but if you know anything about what's going on behind the scenes, it ain't easy being cheesy, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, we just kind of smooth out the edges, you know, blend out the lines like a good fade. And you know, when you know you can cut, as far as barbers in the barber world, is when you can mess up something and fix it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said, a lot of us want to start out dunking, but you can't. It's not gonna hit right if you don't start with the layups. You have got to start with the basics. You know what I'm saying? But when you start with the basics and you come in with a lot more than some of these other cats, that's gonna come to hatred. You understand? But talent alone can't carry you nowhere. You know what I mean? You have to be able to sustain things and you know, go through the trial by fire to come out on the other end. Let me see what this is saying. Okay, what's going on? Hey, I appreciate the new follows, man. Look, I've had a serious uptick in following in the last few days. And I just got a shout out to all the new people who may just now be coming into the understanding. Like I said, we're going to drop some good game. It's not going to be boring. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my best to make it a little more comical if I can. But it's real serious business around me, man. It's a lot of things going on before I get on this camera. And after I leave, there's going to be some things that happen. And I'm going to kind of keep it cool, but I'm going to still kind of fill you in and give you some game to kind of help you where you straight and give you one to grow on as we go on this journey together. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, man, you can only hate up, man. I know. You can only hate up, yeah. Yeah, because if you hating, you even if the person is not up, and I think I talked about that part on a previous episode, or because I touched on this before, but it's, if you up and you hating down, then that's bullying. And it's all right that you scared. You know what I mean? A lot of people like Drake and other artists, maybe even Beyonce, they will see somebody coming and then they'll do what they call, they just kind of jump on the remix and make it to where sometimes they take people's songs. You understand? And some people can pull it off, some people can't. Some people get on a new cast track and they still don't really got it. That's crazy. But in the music industry it's kind of different. You know what I'm saying? I've been hearing a lot about Puffy lately, you know what I'm saying? And I really don't like what I'm hearing, man. But I done seen signs of bruh, doing, flimsy activities. And it's lightweight zest fest out there, man. So, if you in the music industry, protect your neck, man. You know what I'm saying? Hold your head. Keep your cheeks clenched tight, because bruh might offer to take you shopping, and it's better for you to have your own shit so you don't be thirsty out here looking all homeless and shit, trying to figure out how you can get somebody to give you something. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I'm gonna get mine from the ground up. Hey, Miss Ecker, what's going on? What's happening? Man, just trying to keep it pushing, man. Look, the topic is you can only hate up, and I'm just kind of talking about some of the things without going into giving names and all that can go on behind the scenes of just this show. I can't imagine what some of you might be going through. I mean, but if you're going through anything like me, I'm saying, like, if you're progressing, it's going to be some turbulence. You know what I'm saying? But once you get to cruising altitude, you won't feel it as much. But, that doesn't mean that it's not things that can still happen. You understand what I'm saying? Whether it be storms or, just trying to figure out how to navigate through certain circumstances. The challenges, if you're smart, will be welcome, because, you need that to stay shaken up. You know what I'm saying? I don't really turn down no phase. I don't get scared. I mean, these days, like I said, chaos is the hinges to the doors of promotion. So whenever I see things kind of coming up, I just look at it as a new challenge to overtake, because I know, that it can't be nothing that can defeat me. I'm the only one that can defeat me. You know what I'm saying? I just got to rise to the occasion. And after I rise to that occasion, that's just one less thing you can throw at me. And then, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That's right. But let's get into some of the stuff that's going on out here, man. Listen, I got a few notes. You know what I'm saying? I know you probably see the Android situation. You think, oh, is that nigga on the Android? Nah, this is just an old LG phone that I use to keep notes on. You know what I'm saying? So, please, don't judge me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't always been an iPhone man, but, as we get game updates, we come into a new situation. And, but you can't forget where you came from. LG was doing their thing for me before I really kind of got over into the, the iPhone way of things. Because I didn't understand that, how the internet works. Like the phone itself could be showing you what you like, but it wouldn't translate on the internet. And that was just kind of a bad deal. So I had to step it up. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I mean, I got a few things. It's kind of a serious thing right now with old Billy G, was what I call him, aka Kill Bill. You might know him as the owner of Microsoft, but he's been doing a lot to, buy up crazy farmland, and he's gotten into the food, man. So with that, I mean, it's been rumored that Brad is crazy racist, but you probably don't hear that, and if he is as powerful as he seems, he's probably scrubbed the internet of a lot of that. But I see you, Bill. That's not cool. Bill done got on the vegetables, man. It's in the vegetables. You know what I'm saying? Now, Dr. Fauci was the head of the the WHO or whatever for a minute, or the I don't have a code word for that yet, but we gonna figure it out. At any rate, Brett got fired, but he was, you know, Bill's dude boy. And during that time, you know, we had, you know, what Brett Kell called it the Boogie V out there running amok. It seems as though they found a way, though, to keep you from avoiding the jab. And, you know, the jab just means, you know, the crack scene or whatever. But, yeah, they've gotten a way to kind of put it not necessarily in the food, but on the food, right? So now that Brett got all this farmland, he found a way with this thing, this coating that goes on the vegetables and the fruit called a peel. Now, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but this shit is very, very, very harmful. And you know, the good thing though is that they have a sticker that you can, you know, identify what vegetables and fruit are being coated with this, so you can avoid it. But the guise is that it helps fruit and vegetables stay fresher for longer. So the shelf life of the fruit and the vegetables are kind of be, you know, extended. I'm pretty sure it might be cheap. So, you know, I'm gonna say this, and I know it sounds like it's crazy for those of you who really ain't really doing so well, but the hardest or the most difficult thing in this world is, or the most expensive thing in the world, is being broke. Being broke is so expensive. I mean, because just on the strength that you have to buy everything full price. You can't even afford to buy it in bulk. If you buy a roll of tissue individually, you're going to pay 5 or 6 times what a 12-pack of tissue would cost. Plus, you have to go to the store every day to get that one roll of tissue. You know, and that's if you got a car. You know what I mean? But it's just, for example, it's just difficult altogether, but it's also very, very expensive. So if you don't have it, I get it. I understand. But we have to get to a space to where, you know, you put good in and you get good out. And so good doesn't always necessarily mean more expensive, but stop being cheap, man. Because cheap ain't gonna cut it at any rate. You know what I mean? Because I know you probably seen GMO things, and I think they start with the number 4 or something like that. And you probably do a lot of your shopping at Walmart, but Walmart don't necessarily give a fuck about you. They care more about their bottom line. So if they getting it for the low so they can save you some dough, they probably don't care, you know, how it grows or where it came from, you know. And I'm not a hater myself, but I am aware that, you know, China is kind of spooky to me because they are the king of cheap. We'll get into that a little bit later in the show, but right now we're gonna talk about these veggies and how, I mean, you might feel like, oh yeah, man, you know, I don't eat meat, and you know they poisoning the meat, but they on your ass too, Mr. Vegan Man. They on your ass, and that's kind of fucked up because I have aspirations of being vegan. I've gone on a quote-unquote vegan journey to kind of navigate through that and see what it is that I can eat that might be actually tasty and edible. But, you know, it's just no cheap way to do that. It's still very expensive, especially if you're shopping organic, which is the best thing for you, because there's no pesticides, and those pesticides have side effects. You know what I'm saying? So also, like with your health, if you're eating dead shit all the time, and dead shit has to be preserved with salt, you're probably going to have things like high blood pressure and shit like that. But if you want to avoid that in the future, you have to do more consuming of fresh fruits and vegetables. You know what I mean? Things that are alive, which is a lot sometimes harder to find because they have these things called food deserts, especially in our community where it's not necessarily a lot of grocery stores, which is kind of sad, but we gonna get there. We gonna get there. But yeah, Kill Bill trying to get your ass through the veggies. That's all I'm really saying. Look out for a pill. Dodge that at all costs because they have heavy metals like mercury and arsenic in that. And this ain't no rock and roll, man. This ain't rock and roll, man. He trying to take you out. You know what I mean? And if you out there with your chest stuck out thinking that because you're a vegan that you say, you know, you not safe. You not safe either. They then try to find a way to get to your ass too. And you just need to be aware of that. Let me see what they're saying. Oh, what's up, Hoodie? What's happening, man? Check it out. Now, on to other news, right? Northeast Florida has a new dangerous designer drug, quote unquote. And it's called N,N-dimethylpentylone hydrochloride. I'm gonna have to work on that because I wrote it out so I could, pronounce it easier, and I'm still fumbling, bro. That's they ain't even got no cool street name for this drug yet. Y'all hearing it here first, bro. But if you in North Florida, they passing it off as cocaine. They passing it off as MDMA, which is like ecstasy, basically. Right. And it's cheap. We was just talking about cheap, right? This shit probably like $200 a pound. Don't go get none. All you hustling ass niggas, don't go out there and get you none of that shit. I'm bringing this shit up to illustrate a point, right? Because the point is, we had just kind of talked about China a little bit. But like, let me see if I can get the name right again after I look at it. Let me see. Hold on, let me see. N,N-dimethylpentylone hydrochloride. Now, I got the hydrochloride shit down. That shit ain't shit. But that other one, that motherfucker that's about a $15 word, bro. I got to practice it. But it's out there. So, watch the fuck out, man, because it's white, right? It's dangerous, and it could cause loss of consciousness and even death, right? Earlier this week, right, they found a 70-pound box full of it, and it was seized at customs at the airport, I think they said in Dallas, and it was coming from China, right? It was marked as cosmetics. So it's just like, it's you gonna be powdering your nose with that shit to fuck around and not make it. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of shit coming out of China. And like I've been hearing rumor, like I did an episode not too long ago about it's probably gonna be a World War III in the next couple. And I'm hoping to God it's not. But I think they cheating because, since China is the king of cheap, America just been borrowing and borrowing and borrowing because they got it and they just keep giving it to us and we just keep taking it. But I don't think they think we gonna be able to pay their ass back, and so they want it. They want smoke with us, but they not gonna do it directly, which is how some of you closet hating ass niggas do. You not a direct threat. You just kind of gonna be passive aggressive with your shit. I mean, now a lot of y'all don't know this because we grew up here. Let me see what he's saying. America's old is China's trillion. Oh yeah, we owe them trillions, right? And that shit probably ain't gonna never get paid off, right? And I think they understand that there's been some aggressive shit happening in the air and in the water with them bumping into shit and having these balloons and shit. Let me see. Yeah, we owe China a lot of money. That's basically what you're trying to say. Yeah, exactly what I'm trying to say. We owe China so much money that we might not be able to pay them back. And that's kind of how they do shit, though. They get you in so much debt that you can't pay them back, and you basically just they kind of own you. You know what I'm saying? So you got to kind of look out for that shit. But with them thinking that we may not be able to pay them back, and these is all me speculating, you know what I mean? There's been rumblings about them putting really hard, cheap drugs out here on us because they understand how much Americans like drugs, right? So the fentanyl thing, accompanied with shit like this to hit on both sides. If you out there trying to play with your nose or get high or escape through that kind of shit, you setting yourself up for failure. But they really kind of scared of us. You see, I was here, and when Trump was in office, he was letting China buy so much property in America. I mean, shit, that's the thing about being broke. Being broke, that's probably why they keep us in the black community where we on the bottom, because then you get cheap labor. You get the sexiest, coolest, fastest, highest jumping, singing in ass motherfuckers you can get to sing and dance for your ass for a little bit of nothing. And a lot of us, way too many of us, are way too cool with just being entertainers and jesters and fucking athletes. Like, that's something I don't understand why we hold athletes and entertainers in such high esteem. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you don't see that in other communities where they holding up they singers and dancers like they really gotta say so in what goes on in their community. You know what I'm saying? Now, there are some that aren't dumb, but let's face it, man, those aren't necessarily always the brightest people. Now, they might be good looking, but it's look, we got to get past all that superficial bullshit, man. And that's just kind of me ranting. But I'm saying, to get back to the point I was trying to make about China and them getting on our ass, a lot of nations are afraid of America and they won't invade us because we all got guns. All the citizens of this country have guns. So, like, you go to places like Great Britain, Jamaica, all these, they don't allow the citizens to have guns like that. They might have a knife. Even the police a lot of times don't have guns. And so that makes them maybe afraid, which is kind of weird. But, you know, once they understand that you can't shoot no gun if you high all the time, you know, and they putting these drugs on us to kill our numbers and shit like that. And, you know, it makes it a lot easier for them to invade us. And we really need to be aware of that. I know you probably wasn't expecting to hear that shit come out of a real nigga mouth, right? But we do, you know, shit that requires, you know, like when you in business, business is war. I do business on a regular basis. And you have to be aware of what your opponent can do and what they can't do and what their weaknesses are. And we, as Americans, have to tighten up on our weaknesses. And I'm talking to your young ass and your old ass. So if you heard that shit, if you've been listening to the show up until this point, step it up, bro. Go run some laps or something. Put that motherfucking blunt down sometime. Read a fucking book. Do some exercises. And quit playing with your nose so much, nigga. Get your motherfucking money up and stop bullshitting, bro. Because this shit ain't finna get easier just because you high. It's not. And they own your ass. And when I say that, I'm not talking about this white man either. I'm talking about this Asian man. And yeah, the white man too. I mean, you know, because it ain't no safe place. You feel me? I'm way in Oklahoma City. And it's dope out here. It's a lot of shit going on here that wouldn't have been going on probably like 15 years ago. But it's wide open. You know what I'm saying? They done got down on us in a way, and it look covert, but you can do your due diligence and kind of keep your motherfucking nose clean and stay in shape. You know what I'm saying? Keep it together, man, because you never know. You never know when you have to put down a demonstration. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck if it's your kids. You an old nigga and your kids see you weak, they on your ass. So stop. Stop smoking so many of the motherfucking cigarettes, bro. Drink you some fucking water. Maybe do some jumping jacks or something, nigga. I don't know. Let me see. What's going on, bro? What's happening? Listen. We're going to keep it kind of, you know, we're going to keep it short on that. But at the same time, man, I see so much fuckery going on with all these niggas, and it's just a lot of people are just kind of weak and just letting shit happen. They just going through life mandainely. They not really don't have no goals, no aspirations. You know what I'm saying? Set you some short-term goals. You know what I'm saying? Get you some shit going on, man. Get you some business, because if you got you some business, you ain't going to be worried about what the next nigga doing and be hating because you ain't got shit going on or because you didn't maximize your potential. And then when you see another person pull up, maximizing their potential, doing shit with the area you've already have access to, but you ain't doing enough with, you probably won't be so jealous or envious because you'll know within yourself that you doing everything that you should be doing and could be doing with your time and with your effort and with your energy and with your mind and with your body. Instead of seeing a young nigga like me slide up in the spot and having things and doing shit, and you feel a certain type of way. You scared. You feel like a mark or a sucker right now. And then you instead of you trying to get with the person and try to figure out how you can get you some motion, you'll just jump out the window and hate or say some sucker shit. And you really don't understand that you just a billboard, nigga, for how. Because if you say some hater ass, sucker ass shit about it, and then they finally meet a nigga and be like, damn, he ain't shit like that nigga was saying, that's gonna make me look even cooler. So thank you, hating ass nigga. I appreciate you. I really do. I love it. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Because you make me a better me every motherfucking day. Let me see. I am a 2-time convicted felon. Well, that is not an excuse. Because to be honest, nigga, I got 4 F's on my report card for real. Damn near 5. If it was not for the Lord, if it wasn't for the grace and the mercy, I might not have had another. You understand what I'm saying? In the words of Baby Powder, I might not have another. You understand what I'm saying? But we here though. So I mean, you know, I'm saying there's some shit that you can do. I mean, I got another episode I'm gonna do about fellas, and I'm gonna try to do some research to give y'all some game on how to reinstate some of y'all rights, because I've been doing some research about that shit myself. You know what I'm saying? Niggas need some shit going on, but that cannot stop you. You have things that you can do within parameters that you know, like I feel like I need to start like a man school or something, so you can kind of figure out, like, when you can create your own job, you ain't got to worry about getting hired by no nigga, because ain't nobody got no. There's a lot of things that you don't even have to have licenses to start a business with, right? I mean, a painting. You can start a painting company, and what licensing do you have to be a painter? They can't lock you out of that if you know what the fuck you doing. You get you a good customer base, you charge a decent price, you get you a cool gimmick, you get you a word of mouth is crazy. You don't even have to have no advertising. You know what I'm saying? You get you a crew of 4 or 3, or just you and your people, your homegirl or somebody that this is consistent. You can start that and keep it lit. If you're not too proud, shit, you can even start cutting grass. I know that sounds like some dope fiend shit to do, but you don't have to have no license to cut no grass. You just have to do good work and be consistent. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple other things you know, and these are things that where you'll be working with your hands more. But this is just a couple of examples to get your mind moving in that direction, bro. So I don't want to hear that I got felonies in the spirit of I don't know what to do and you about to lay down, because that's what if you about to lay down, I'm hoping that I just put a battery in your back and get your ass up, bro. Get this bread, man. It's a lot of money. Window washing. Every nigga out here with a business got windows on that motherfucker and they need washing. Hello? You know what I mean? So stop. I don't want to hear no excuses about how you can't get it, bro, because it's out there for you. You know what I'm saying? You just got to put your mind to it and put your grind into it. You know what I'm saying? Because I done did it, bro. I'm doing it right now. That's why I'm here fucking with y'all right now. And you probably don't know that because I ain't disclosed everything I'm involved in. But I'm not finna lay down just because I got a couple F's on my report card, fam. You hear me? Anyway. Now, in other news, they that's it. No, anyway, in other news though, right now I've been kind of freestyling a little bit, but this is about that time we get to the segment I like to call "Don't Be a Weirdo." Now, in this week's "Don't Be a Weirdo," the weirdo of the week is kind of high ranking in society's eyes anyway, and we're gonna take it out to Atlanta, right, where is a spot called South Fulton, and in South Fulton, the mayor Khalid Kamu was apologizing like a motherfucker after being arrested on a trespassing charge and a first-degree burglary charge, because he snooping around somebody's property that say private property clearly, and like stay the fuck out, and you creeping around looking in windows and shit. What the fuck is you doing in these people's property, bro? That shit is weird. That ain't your shit. Why is you over there? I mean, this spot is ducked off, and I mean, if the spot don't got a for sale sign in the front, you out snooping and shit. What the fuck is you doing in these people's grass? Now, this motherfucker then got apprehended by the individual and held by gunpoint until, the authorities came and got his goofy ass. And I hate to say that shit because he's just a poor representative of our culture, because he is African American. I don't know. I have to look into his background more. I mean, he might have changed his name to look more Muslim or something, but I don't know. I know he might be a little flimsy. He might have been looking for somewhere to kind of do some weird shit, take a hit of dope or something. I don't know what the fuck he was doing, but he was hella apologetic. Just like, yeah, well, I apologize. Stay out of people's shit, man. Stay out of people's shit, man. If it's not yours, don't be there. Get the fuck on, bro. I mean, this shit it might have looked slightly abandoned, but obviously it wasn't, because his ass is in jail. So, only weirdos be trying to find out whether, I had a partner of mine, he was, he was about to move. And, he in the crib, all the lights off because, he's asleep, but his truck is out front, and some dude then broke in his house with a dog with him and a laptop in his hand, and then bro then woke up out of sleep. Now his gun and shit is packed up, so he can't get to that, but he yelling, hey, who is that? Get out of here. I mean, this motherfucker's still approaching him. I mean, I'm just like, why the fuck do you got a dog and a laptop and you in somebody else's house? What the fuck was he about to do? I told him he was about to try to do some freaky shit with that dog probably, and that's weird. But I don't know dude's name, so he didn't make the cut, and this nigga did. And so you stop, don't do none of that dumb shit, because you will find yourself on Don't Be a Weirdo as next week's Weirdo of the Week if you don't. And that's just plain and simple. Next up we have Who Got Active. And on today's Who Got Active, the activated citizen of the week was a couple out of Pennsylvania. Now, I don't know if you've heard about this, but it was some dude up in Pennsylvania that's been on the run for about 9 days, a fugitive named Michael Burnham. Brett was recaptured after being on the run for them 9 days and escaping from the Warren County Jail in Warren, Pennsylvania. Right? And now this dude is a self-proclaimed survivalist, and he's a military personnel. He's been a war veteran. I don't know if he's a war veteran, but he was in the military, right? He got a military background. And he was apprehended by this old nosy ass white couple named Ron and Sydney Eklund, and they motherfucking dog Tucker, who would not shut the fuck up. I mean, this dog was barking like a motherfucking dude. dude on their property with his inside out prison clothes still on, talking about he about to do some camping. The white dude was like, ain't no motherfucker camping over here. Not on my motherfucking property. They slid up on him in the golf cart like, state your business. Brad had no poly. His politics was probably all out of whack. They just, dipped out on him, ran back up to their little house, their little house on the prairie, and calmly called the authorities. And so, I don't know how it's gonna look for you to go back to prison. It ain't even prison. Nigga, you escaping from jail? This jail. You can't do that little 2 months or whatever you had to escape, bro. Now they said this nigga escaped with some sheets tied up. That is some of the old schooliest shit. What the fuck is going on in the Warren County Jail? They got a motherfucker escaping with some sheets tied up. They need their ass whooped. Yeah, they need to be beat. Or, they need something. Some shit needs to happen up there, because there ain't no way in the world this man should have escaped from that shit that damn easy and been gone that long. But why is you escaping from jail, sir? Is it that bad in there? I mean, you ain't got no bitches to come visit you or nothing. I mean, come on, bro. Damn, he just can't take it. Most niggas, they be in jail. They start loving it in jail. And it became a whole new religion and some more shit. But this nigga, this white dude ain't going out. He could not take it. I mean, I can see if you had life or something, this motherfucker in jail. Anyway. So yeah, now you got to go back and explain to your old cellmate how your ass got caught up by 2 old white people and the dog. The dog damn near the hero for real. Tucker and Mr. and Mrs. Eckert, you are this week's activated citizens. And I'm guessing that little town in Pennsylvania thank y'all, because, I don't understand. Look, I'm not saying there should have been no violence happening, but you gonna let... Yeah, your ass deserved to be in jail, bro. You should have been on America's goofiest criminals. I might start something like that. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up right now with the last segment I like to call Wake the Fuck Up. And on today's Wake the Fuck Up, right, we got an artist out of Minnesota. Now, I've been hearing a lot about Minnesota artists. I made a couple posts on my Facebook page with a younger artist. I ain't going to mention him yet. I'm going to bring him up later, but he buzzing. I felt like I had to bring bruh up first because, I was aware of bruh first. I like to vet artists. Now, I ain't heard no sucker shit about bruh in like the year or so I've been, I still kind of premature. I like to give him about 3 of them. About 3 years before I vouch for him for real. But it's been about 30 weeks, and we it ain't a whole lot of artists that I'm fucking with right now. So we kind of, we gonna put a little bit of a rush on it. But this one here, I'm pretty sure is a solid dude. Like I said, his name is Chicken P. Now Chicken P got a song out called Dog Ass Chicken that came out probably like a year ago, and I was fucking with it. And I've been checking for damn near everything he dropped since then. Like I said, I don't necessarily like everything everybody do, but for the most part, bro, got some shit going on. I think he got a mixtape called Deep in the Pot that it's called Bust a Brick. This motherfucking spell check be getting on my nerves. It turned the word into buddy. I'm saying, motherfucker, when I say bust with U and 2 S's, just leave it the fuck way it is, old smart ass, dumb ass phone. Anyway, yeah, man. So Bust a Brick, Volume 1 is Deep in the Pot. I fucks with that. For the most part, it's something you can just put on and ride out to. You know what I'm saying? But it's a track on there called Beast Mode, and that's pretty smooth, which just so happens to be what mode I'm in right now. Because I gotta do it, man. I don't really like to be on cats' heads like that all the time, but I mean, it's all gas, no brakes on mine, bro. I'm not finna slow up for none of you cats. Just because you 57 and ain't got no motion, you see me coming, you get jealous, or you start trying to do extra shit. Bro, that shit ain't finna stop nothing. I mean, I'm pretty sure that you got something going on and you contributed to the community and shit, and that is wonderful. But don't get him. You know what? Try, but you can't stop. You can't stop it. So stop it. At any rate, it's been another one. I'm your host, Jamerson Ballard. Follow me on all platforms. It's Jamerson Ballard. Like, share, subscribe. My Cash App is $SuperStee. SuperStee. That's me. All right. If you want to show me love monetarily, please feel free to do so. I mean, you know, like I'm gonna keep dropping this game on you. You know, whether you want it or not, it's up to you. You know, I hope y'all appreciate this shit because, like I said, a lot of people don't got no uncles or no big cousin or nothing, you know, no big brother. You know what I'm saying? So, at any rate, yeah, man, be safe and stay dangerous. Until next week, man, y'all stay prosperous. This is Jamerson Ballard signing off.